Hi everyone, and welcome to the Truth, May the Truth Be Told Tuesday. All right, anyway, let's get started. Just know that the truth comes in all shapes, colors, and sizes, right? There are certain versions of the truth. There are sad truths. There are unspoken truths. There are so many ways that one can convey the truth. And of course, it then becomes your truth, but it may not be another's truth. Okay? So, let's get started. I'm going to go around the world. Aries to Pisces. Okay? We'll get some downloads and then I'll pull like a card or two. Okay? All right. So let's go. Aries, what is your truth for the week? Let's say for the week, yeah? Aries. And please timestamp. Thank you. Aries, you're not getting any younger, which means get out there and start living your life. Heal what you must heal. Do what you must do in order to find your light again, that is about playfulness, the innocence of that. You know, going to the park, going to the beach, enjoying others for the beauty that they hold within your heart. Seek no other insofar as what completes you. Be your own wholeness of self, and then you will get that in return. For those of you who are healing, physical healing, you will feel so much better in the next week or two. Some of you are undergoing surgery. Not massive surgery, like they're telling me those who have encountered knee problems, hip problems, you know, hip replacement surgery, knee replacement. It's that kind of thing that if you are undergoing any kind of surgery such as that, it will turn out just fine and you'll be, you know, in no time physically healed within the next week or so. To those who are in the day-to-day working job, going to a physically going to your job, Aries, you're not going to get promoted unless you ask for a promotion. It's not going to happen until you ask for it. And before you do that, they're saying that you should make a list of your accomplishments and achievements so that you can walk in and say, okay, so, you know, and some of you are actually up for a promotion, are up for a review. Hence, write everything down of all the accomplishments that you have attained since your stay at this job. Okay? Okay, and then for other Aries, you need to sink your teeth into what you're trying to accomplish. Some of you dealing with teeth issues. going to the dentist would be not a bad idea. But sinking your teeth into a project of whatever that is, and you need to do it with knowing full well that it's something that you really want, right? Like, how bad do you want it? You need to really sink your teeth in and show spirit that you want it really bad, right? By the time and energy that you put into it, right? If you must, do a vision board. Okay, Taurus. You're maintaining your balance now by knowing how to balance your work life with your personal life. It's now coming into a very clear vision of what you want to do in this world. You're guided by that balance. I see the Justice card. Knowing that things are fair and just is helping you along your path by being fair and just. It's part of balance. Some of you are also working out way too much. To, like, you know, you're grinding. It's like, why? Spirit wants to know why you're not feeling like you're good enough. You're a Taurus. Are you kidding me? And for those of you who are grinding it out for different reasons, such as you're getting married, then understandably so. So some of you are doing it because you're getting married. And or becoming very real about what you need to do to get healthier. Okay. Is that all? Taurus, what else? Those of you who find it difficult to cook, Spirit saying maybe take some, cooking classes at Williams-Sonoma, right? That's kind of fun. I've always thought about doing that. Or baking classes, whatever it is that you're like thinking of signing up for classes, but it is pertaining to eating healthier and maybe doing the cooking, like baking, gluten-free baking, that kind of thing. Maybe you're thinking about that. Maybe you're writing a cookbook and you want something unique, right? 50 Shades, oh my God. They're saying, this is funny. 50 Shades of Yellow. 50 Shades of Pink. Something about the shades of colors combined and combining to help one's self, feel better. Like, when you feel better, you tend to be drawn to the yellows, the pinks, the orange, the higher echelon of colors on the scale of, the chakras. So depending on how you're feeling, your solar plexus, you're doing something orange. You're really vibing right now with color and and how it's helping others to understand the connect. Okay. Wow, Taurus, you're doing a lot, as always. Okay, cool. Gemini. You're being, oh gosh, of course. You want to be in two places at the same time. Yet, it's very difficult to achieve unless you're, you know, in another parallel world, which we are. But unless you astral travel, you won't realize what worlds you are in and or not of this world. Wow, that was deep. Gemini, for some of you, you need to look at the bigger picture. You have the sensibility of seeing what others don't, knowing what others don't, communicating, if you will, what others. Sometimes you could blurt out something that others would never say. Your sense of sensibility is not to do that. Right? It's like, hold your tongue, Gemini. Get out into Mother Earth more. For those of you who really need to grasp yourself once again in a grounded sense, right? We know Mother Earth heals, but not for healing so much as what Spirit's saying is for you to, like, I want, you know, I have my, here's an example. Being in two places at once. Well, I really love this one place, and I can only spend a small portion of time in that place, and the majority of time that takes up my place in the world, I need to be more appreciative of. I need to be, you know, happier and realize the blessings behind the fact that you've been able to even say that, right? Some people have never even experienced different places. They've never gone cross country. They've never seen other states. Some people have phobias such as those. So my point is, for some of you Geminis to really, who feel torn between two places, it's all about your perspective on where you're at and where you're going that's going to make you happy. I know it's general. Okay, for other Geminis, you're coming to terms with, which this may actually be the essence of why you need to literally enjoy where you're at and what you're doing, because you're coming to terms with the fact, for some, that not only are you blessed to have had the experiences that you've had and seen the things that you've seen, but some of you need to share your experiences for others and for those who haven't had such opportunity. There are some of you who, some of you are not thinking, Geminis, of what the future is going to hold, and you're flying by the seat of your pants. And that may cost you. In terms of, you must think before you do. Heed the call of not speaking out until you're spoken to. It's not easy for a Gemini. with Mercury being your ruler. For others, your flying by the seat of your pants means you are relocating to a new unknown place. And it comes with so much to question. Am I doing the right thing? You must follow your heart. For those of you who are literally relocating, okay? Not those who are astral traveling to other dimensions. And one more thing for gems. You need to remember what it's like to be a child again. What was it like in your childhood? Climbing trees, chalk, writing chalk, hopscotch. That's what they're showing me. Maybe you're doing this with your kids. Pretending to be what you're going to be when you grow up. What was that? There's going to be enlightenment of visions of what you did as a child that is going to come into play in your day-to-day. Singing, dancing, dressing up, playing with dolls. It's going to be like this whole landscape opens up for you, gems. It's going to be just like, wow, I can't believe that. Okay, for those of you who don't draw, I can't believe that I'm sitting down trying to draw this picture with my daughter or my son, or I'm doing something, drawing or writing with your left hand and you're a righty, that kind of stuff. Getting yourself out of the box is going to allow you to become really creative, and will enhance, for some of you, a career path that you've been thinking of taking. Art could be your major or your minor, whatever. I feel that gems are very artistic, and when you get out into nature and you start doing things like a kid, go to the park, go down a slide, that kind of stuff, you'll start gaining more freedom of creativity. All right, Cancers. Beware of how you think, because you're all feeling. You must not forget to envision that when making a decision, we know that the heart matters, but some of you are putting more emphasis on the outcome, which is your ego, and not where your heart wants you to be. Does that make sense? I'm hearing what your heart wants, what it wants. And maybe you're trying to rationalize it, right? That's the ego. Maybe you're trying to justify the means. So if you are, be mindful of that. Because the ego plays on our emotions as well as our intellect. Okay, for other Cancers, you are in a solid time of investments. When was the last time you revisited your portfolio, if you have one? If you don't have one, Spirit's saying it's time to get one. And that portfolio not only consists of, right, you know, diversification of assets, I'm hearing. It's also about, and if you haven't diversified, you need to. So if all your assets are in your home, that's an asset, but is it working for you? So if you have a home and you have extra rooms, or you have a summer home somewhere, it's time for you to rent out a room or a few rooms, or rent out a summer home, sorry. You know, it's time to, they said spring ahead, which is probably coming up in the spring, start focusing on getting a deal together where you can make money work for you. For others out there, Cancers, you're not doing what you really want to do. You're doing what you think you have to do, right? Getting the paycheck, going out with people just because you've always done it and not said no because your heart's too big. It's time to really focus on you, Cancer. It's time to say no to those things and or people that, you know, you go to, let's just say as an example, right? Someone says, let's go to lunch. You're like, oh my God, not again. That kind of thing. And then when you're at the lunch, you know, it's just frivolous. Something about that. You need to cut back. Think of only what you, for your highest good. Okay, one more thing for Cancers. They're telling me if you're not taking care of yourself, meaning exercise, eating healthy, purification, detox, then it's time to do that. Maybe some of you have been thinking about, oh yeah, you know what, it's kind of around that time to purify. Okay, Leo. You are a showstopper for sure, but at what cost? Is it costing you more time, energy, money even? Are you being cost effective? Some of you are definitely drinking too much, drinking heavily. And it's going to cost you issues of your heart and or liver if you don't slow down. You know, I know you like to party it up. But your doctor has even, some of you, your doctor has even said, you know, there's cause of concern for your liver. You know, you're on maybe the cusp of cirrhosis and you're not heeding the call. So let's try to do that. Spirit wants you also to know that they definitely want you to be around for your kid's wedding and or birth of child. So stay healthy, Leos. Okay, what else for Leos? Well, of course, happy birthday. And that could be part of the partying, you know, like right now, going and really partying it up. But honestly, I think that it applies to those Leos who have somewhat of an addiction. Okay. So, other Leos, you're transforming your whole self. You're not the same person that other people are seeing. You're changing it up. Whether it's, you know, going to new places, experiencing new cuisine. I heard that big time. Experiencing different cuisine to get a feel for other cultures. That's cool. For others, you need to stop. I'm like, what? You need to stop and smell the roses. And when you look at a flower, do you see yourself? And do you see the beauty that you encapsulate? Well, others do. For those of you who are driving too fast, you might get a ticket if you don't watch it. Some of you are going to Santa Barbara for either an event, you know, like, you know, there's a yoga classes, or an off-site, a business, something that you're going to Santa Barbara about. Santa Barbara, you may be even questioning whether you want to relocate and you love that area. Your kid may be going to Santa Barbara for college. Something about Santa Barbara. All I'm going to say is Santa Barbara's a party town. That's all I can say about that. I know a lot of colleges are party towns, but Santa Barbara is known for that as well. Like Western, you know, you just know. You hear these things, right? When you're choosing colleges, right? For yourself and for your kids. All right, Virgo. When are you going to realize that what you really want isn't good for you? Like that person that you're obsessing about. That you know, lottery ticket that you want to win. It's not that it's not good for you, but anything that is in the realm of obsession, because you guys, there's a fine line for sometimes Virgos, a fine line of getting to such greatness, right, that it eludes you. It's a very fine line between being elusive and being obsessive, right? It's the horizon. And for some of you, you take things so seriously and you analyze it and you try to figure it out to the point where it is that is your obsession. So when are you going to just go with the flow and understand that whatever you receive from Spirit is a blessing? Okay, so Virgos, others of you are getting ready to travel. And that where you're headed, you haven't been there before. So you're having some, like these crickets. I mean, seriously, with these crickets, I have no idea. Some of these crickets, anyway, something about crickets. Maybe you're getting ready to meet someone on vacation and you're hearing crickets. Meaning you're on the vacation with someone, you're listening to crickets. It was loud just now, massively loud, right? Or the other flip side, right? The obsession is massive chaos, or the flip side is crickets, meaning you don't get you don't get word from who you're supposed to be traveling with. They don't respond to you. They say no, don't come. They just take a whole nother stance. You know, they don't want to go. They use excuses not to go. So it's either or. Okay. What else for Virgo? For those Virgos who have doggies, your doggies have something to tell you, and when you take them for walks, they're going to be able to tell you that either they want more walks, or they're telling you that they can't walk as well as they used to because they're getting older, so the longer walks have to be tapered down to shorter walks, like to half, instead of a whole block, maybe, or a mile, go half a mile, that kind of thing, or go just around the block and that kind of thing. So make sure you're watching your doggy's health. Be very aware of the bone structures, the teeth, the bones in the teeth, also the back of the spine as well. Okay. For other Virgos, you're neatly organizing your place in your workspace, in your home. Some of you are literally purging and going on, Poshmark, selling stuff. It's time to do that. You have an overabundance of stuff. I mean, I'm not saying we don't all, yeah. But now it's time for Virgos to really dig in and purge what it is that you don't want. More importantly, what it is you don't need. Some of you will definitely drop off at Goodwill, and if you can't sell it. When I was selling my home, they weren't taking big ticket items. Okay, boys, stop. They weren't taking big ticket items. So I would have to, give it to charity through, junk luggers or whatever. Well, that was what I used, right? 1-800-JUNK or whatever. So you may be doing that as well. Like in with the old, out with the new. Ooh, in with the old. Oh, some of you are antique buying. Thank you. You guys love antiques. And a piece that you purchase. So you're actually, some of you have newer furniture or like a newer desk or something, but you don't like it, and you're going to trade it in for an older piece. Oh, I love that. And the piece that you purchase from an antique store is going to have an energy of an older, of an older couple who owned it. It's an older man. You're going to feel very connected. Like, I'm hearing Frank Kafka. Kafka. Okay. Something about an antique piece that you're purchasing was owned maybe from a war vet, or maybe someone by the name of Frank. It's a piece that is going to have the energy of someone who, a very rare piece, antique peace that you're going to pick up. And things are going to start really coming together for you as you keep this peace. You're going to find this energy out. I need to know about that. Okay, wow, that was intense. That was nice. Okay. Libra. You have a sense of your own innate talents. You have a sense of those talents, right, that you have been given from Spirit, but you're not using them all. You need to delve deeper into your unique talents. And I know I said that for someone else. It's time to draw. It's time to get outside, to start connecting with colors, visions of shadows, like light and dark, on the leaves of a tree. You need to let Mother Earth show you the way. Oh my God. Okay, someone's doing a mud bath. Maybe you're going to be going to a spa. Maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you need to go to a spa day and take a mud bath or a milk bath or get exfoliated. Do something for yourself. Get you guys are all about the natural beauty. You guys are natural beauties. So, do something that enhances your beauty. Makes you feel good. It's also going to help your creativity. Okay, for other Librans, you're getting ready to climb Mount Everest. What a feat. Maybe you're training to climb the highest peak. Maybe not necessarily Mount Everest, but just climbing. Something about climbing. And taking on this feat. Like it's almost like, it's like training for a marathon. Maybe you're getting into that training modality of, I want to do this. By 2025, I want to be ready physically, emotionally, spiritually to climb Mount Everest. Maybe you're going to Mount Everest. You're going to still have to climb it. Okay, that kind of stuff. That's cool, right? I mean, it's pretty intense, actually. Training also could imply also a marathon. Some of you could be training for that. Also, if you've done like a half marathon, now you're training for a full marathon, or a triathlon is what I hear. You go, Libra. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, something about the limbs. Your limbs being strong, getting stronger. The lymph nodes. Something about... Okay, so the doggies now see two doggies, unlike themselves. It's really cute. All right, stop. Shh. Sorry. All right, I know they don't look like you, but they're two little doggies. Shh. Sorry. All right, so Libra. Hey, I can attest to this. I have two little doggies. So some of you are, out in Mother Earth walking your doggies, letting them enjoy being on the, outside, right? Maybe you need to do that more if they don't do it enough. I'm going to say that because two little Labradoodles were walking. So, I mean, that's also a big thing. If you're thinking about buying a dog, you're thinking about a Labradoodle, right? Because that's like suddenly that's one of the most popular, dogs that people are wanting to get, because they do have a fun sense of self. They're fun dogs. They're smart. I'm pretty sure they don't shed. Labradoodles, whatever. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of, some of you maybe are purchasing, a Labradoodle. Okay. Libras. For others of you, something about seeing shapes. You're noticing maybe your shape. You're noticing how your shape is getting better. Maybe you're doing yoga classes, and I'm not gonna lie, yoga makes your shape change. So your shape is becoming more pronounced. Obviously, if you're training, yeah, that's gonna happen, of course. All right. Something about vacation I heard. If you're thinking about vacation, I think the month of September, your birthday, maybe you're going away on your birthday month. Like some of you are doing like a big to-do on your birthday. Like you're going on like a trip that you always wanted to go on, right? But never had the guts. And now you do. Like my gut trip would be Bali, but that's not happening right now. See, it's not happening right now. Some of you it is, for sure. That's awesome. Maybe you're doing it as a big birthday thing, right? 30th birthday, I'm going to treat myself to, Bali or Belize, or what else? I heard Tahiti, Bora Bora. Okay. Some of you are having your honeymoon there, or planning a honeymoon there. Okay, that's awesome. Now that place I've been to, and it is beautiful. But watch out for the wild pigs. They're pretty intense. Okay, Libra, anything else for Libra? Libra, for some of you, you are escalating into more of a being seen instead of not. Right? So some of you are out in the public eye, or getting ready to be in the public eye. Some of you are doing speaking engagements. Some kind of being seen, something about being seen. Or you're at a restaurant and you spot, one of your favorite actors, or something's going to happen about being seen, either yourself or you're going to see someone out there. Okay. Scorpios. Let's move on. Scorpios. Scorpios, something about, I don't know what, maybe you're changing the person who does your manicures, right? You're changing your nails by not only like the color that you're doing your nails, you're now changing the person who does your nails. I know it's trivial for some, but it's massive for others when it comes to having, maybe you just relocated, or maybe you're in a new location. You're on location doing something and you don't have your person. So you're going to scout out, you know, new people that do all of your beauty needs, which I heard the manicure first, but it's also hair, makeup, etc., for you to be seen. I don't know what that means. Okay, other Scorpios are on this roller coaster ride, maybe literally, not gonna say it can't happen. You're on this roller coaster ride in your life of being pulled in another direction. It's like you're being pulled out of a relationship or out of a situation that was not what you planned it to be or what you thought it was. Somehow Spirit's pulling you out of one situation in order for you to be where you need to be. And that could also mean not only relationship, but also could mean a place of, right, where you need to be. Does that make sense? For other Scorpios, you want to, ooh, gosh, did I just hear that? They said you sure did. Okay, some of you want revenge on someone in particular who hurt you deeply. And this is someone from your past, not present. You're not dealing with this person at all. You haven't dealt with this person for a while, and it wasn't a full-on relationship person. I almost feel, Scorpio, this is someone who you were involved in a third-party situation as the third party, and they chose to maybe stay with their wife, their husband, and you were out of the picture. And now you want some sort of a revenge. Some sort of revenge. And I'm going to tell you right now, we know what karmically happens when you want revenge. Yeah, it's going to be bittersweet. That's what I heard, bittersweet. Some of you that are cooking something, maybe you're cooking something that it's going to be bittersweet. A relationship that you were in, that relationship that you were involved in is bittersweet. And by the way, Spirit's telling me that you're not the only one that feels that way about that person, because they've been with others in the same way, and it has been bittersweet for them too. So I'm really feeling this is more for those who had been in a third-party situation where you didn't get the person you wanted, and now you want revenge. Okay, let's move on from that. Yes? Okay. Other Scorpions. Others of you may want to revisit a past love. Unlike any other loves. And yet, you don't have the wherewithal. Meaning, you want to do it. Your heart wants to do it. But the wherewithal of how's it all going to play out? How's it going to look? You have no clue. And for some of you, that uncertainty about going after a past is kind of like they're saying that's the risk you need to take. Okay, for others of you, gardening is huge right now. Are you planting your own garden? I'm hearing fresh planting fresh fruits, tomatoes, figs, lemons, oranges, I lost my voice. Some of you are planting, you know, to eat healthy, to eat clean. Some of you are just bought the book Eating Raw, or Raw Eating. I know that there are a lot of people that are beginning to do that, and it's really healthy for you. You know, not necessarily eating, you know, I know this, Scorpio, some of you are going to say that's crazy. I'll never stop eating meat. But for some of you, you're feeling the remnants of the slaughtering of the animal. And that's massive. So you may stop doing that as much. And some of you are going to stop altogether and become vegans. Maybe you're thinking about becoming vegans. Okay. Scorpio, for some of you also, or others, it's about being, something about the 4-leaf clover. Like, did you see one? Did you pick it? You know, something about a 4-leaf clover as being, you know, your good luck charm. You could, you know, obviously you could be Irish, and, you know, the luck of the Irish is the 4-leaf clover, right? St. Paddy's Day, something about that. I don't know what that means. You may be with someone who is very Irish and believes in, you know, you could have a picture of a 4-leaf clover. They're not easy to come by. So something about 4-leaf clovers. Right. Something about also the color green, being very connected to, I know it's Mother Earth, but it's something different. It pertains to, you know, maybe you're wearing more green. Maybe you have a white t-shirt that has a little 4-leaf clover on it, or you're debating on, you know, doing something like original t-shirts that are going to be driven by the good luck charms. T-shirts with good luck charms, like the 4-leaf clover, the evil eye, things like that. You may be doing t-shirts that are going to be sold. Okay, if it's not the 4-leaf clover or wearing green, it's just, you know, maybe you're going to run your own business, doing that as maybe a sidekick, you know. Okay, that is obviously, watch your health. Be mindful of what you eat, how much you drink, who you're hanging with, you're pelling around with, you know, the people, places and things where you go, and what you listen to, what you hear is all encompassing of what makes you who you are. And if you don't know that, that's very true. You know, it's just like when you grow up and your parents say, you know, you're hanging around with the wrong crowd, you know. That means that that crowd is not on the same vibrational frequency as you, and may not have the same values and belief systems as you grew up to have. So that's another, for some of you, that's another big thing. Okay. Saggies. What are you fighting for? Your career is what is coming up strongly here. Are you fighting for a new career? Did you just get a new job and like you're really focused and honing in on this job and I can't screw up? Or you're on probation and you're still in that probationary period of, I got to do the best job that I can to get the job, you know, to keep the job. Something about that. Some of you are literally relocating, Saggies, to a new destination that has you know, some of you warmer climate. But the question is, at what cost? Are you foregoing your happiness because you want to live in a warmer climate that, you know, I'm sensing it's robbery? I don't know why I'm hearing that, but I heard it. It's like, you know, taxes and, you know, cost of living, inflation, things like that are going to become very clear to you. And, okay, and if you're not relocating and you're planning on relocating, Spirit is saying, know your truth in terms of what it is that you're relocating for. Are you doing it to say, oh, this is where I live, you know, I live in these estates? Or are you doing it because you see it as part of your destiny, humbly so? Okay, Saggies. Like, is it for the good? Are you doing things and seeing your destiny for the good of only yourself, or is it for others as well? So you're kind of dealing right now, I feel, Saggies, with, you know, what your true self wants and what your egoic self is convincing you want. Now, it's a general reading, right? Okay. Other Saggies, you have so much stuff. You have a plethora of designer clothes, cars, houses, here and there and everywhere. You've accumulated, for some, so much stuff that you don't even know what that represents. Not to others, but to yourself. What does that say about what you feel that you've lost in order to gain? Perhaps who you've lost in order to gain and going beyond? You know, that happens, right? Our truth of accumulation of stuff ends up to become very real when we lose someone, or when we see our parents aging, or when we move. So things like that are going to be very, very apparent for you visually to see how much stuff you've accumulated over the years, and how much do you really need, seriously, in order to fulfill a void. Okay, others, Saggies, are going to a wedding. Some of you, it's a family member who you're going to see get married, and you're extremely excited. It's East Coast bound, and you haven't really experienced the East Coast much. Maybe you're in Central or West, but for some of you, you're gonna really love this wedding. Is gonna open your eyes to another whole, like almost to another different culture, like it's in New York or something, right? Or on the outskirts. And you're like, oh my God, I never knew that this city was so dynamic. You know, Central Park, and you're going to experience different foods, and you're going to love it. Okay. And you are going to look really good. Some of you are really looking good. Like just working out, balancing your life, drinking a lot of water, your hair's on fleek. I mean, it's really good. You're feeling really good about yourselves. And it shows. Okay, beautiful. Capricorn. what is fair and just? That's a good question. Only you can answer that. So that kind of bleeds into every aspect of your life. What is fair and what is just? And when you ask yourself what is just, like for what cause, right? Ask yourself, what is fair in whatever causes you to feel that you need to be just and or justifying it in order to feel that it's fair. Oh, that was, you might have to rewind that. I hope someone timestamps that one. I might have to review that one. Okay. Other Cappies are receiving your, literally, your karmic due justice. It's coming. It's coming. The angels have your back. Those of you who are experiencing any any slack, you're getting slack about something from others. Maybe you have an entrusted friend who's giving you slack about something that they don't agree with what you're doing. A little tough, right? Something about caterpillars. You may be really loving the stages of the transition of the caterpillar turned butterfly. Maybe you are in caterpillar stage, getting ready to become the butterfly. Something about caterpillars. Maybe you found a caterpillar in your backyard and it's become, it's become a friend. And it's a white butterfly. A white butterfly just flew by me. That is your truth. That's beautiful, Capricorn. For some of you, the song, What a Wonderful World, and if you haven't heard it, Spirit saying, listen to it, because it shows you how the beauty of the trees and the sky, the colors. Do we realize, Capricorn, do you realize the beauty that encompasses you every day, each day? Do you take every ounce of that life to live it? Okay, for other Capricorns, something about, I don't know, blades of grass. Going with the flow, where some grow and some don't. Something about blades of grass and how the wind changes. As the wind shifts and the grass, the blades shift as well. Are you shifting and are you growing and are you going with the flow instead of going against the grain? Because that's how we've always done it. Could be at work. Some of you need to make your build a fence around your home for your children and or dog. Maybe a fence around a pool. Something about fences. You're building a fence. You need to build a fence. Your fence is old and you need to replace it with a new. Some of you are building tree houses for your kids. How beautiful is that? And you're sensing now. Your senses will be heightened as you are out in Mother Earth. Okay, Capricorn, what else? Anything else? Planting flowers while you're outside. Getting your hands dirty. Something about getting your hands dirty. Like doing something really different, like, like DIY mud, you know, spa treatment, right? Something like that. Mud's really good for your skin, so, but you're looking on TikTok and checking out, you know, DIYs of how to do stuff naturally, you know, for your hair, for your nails, for your skin. Yeah. What else? Anything else? That's it, Cap. Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius. You have this beautiful heart, and yet you're so detached. But the detachment that it has come with it in your heart is to speak out, because I had a minute. You need to speak out, and you need to say that you forgive someone, or there is a sensibility of forgiveness in your heart that needs to be healed. And maybe this is about, you know, your childhood, something about forgiveness and forgiving self. And it will clear your heart to be more open in receiving. You're very closed off, kind of like you're in hermit mode right now. Now, for some of you, all right, for some of you, hermit mode is required. It's time to pull back a little for some Aquarians. For others, it's time to push forward and start healing through forgiveness of certain situations and circumstances that, you know, were not up to your expectation. For those of you who are very much perfectionists, which, you know, we all tend to be, again, it's that balance. It's kind of like take a step back from being such a perfectionist, right? Understand all of the, sorry, hi. Understand that's a shepherd. So understand that you're protected. Something about your doggies, protection and protecting your doggie. But understand that the perfectionism, okay, chocolate. Understand that the perfectionism that you seek in others, you seek in yourself. And sometimes that the way that you don't bend, you're not, you know, you're in like this vision quest of this is what I know and this is what it's gonna be like. This is it. This is what it has to be. I know it. This is how I want it to be, and that's how it's gonna be. Without any bending of, I'm not saying bending of the rules, more like you're very constricted by the decisions that you make, by not being getting out there, or by not withholding. So it's kind of like one side of the spectrum to the other, where a balance is needed. Okay, other Aquarians, you need to stop giving so much to a relationship and start just receiving and knowing your worth, because you don't deserve it. And I'm agitated that you don't see your own worth, because usually an Aquarius does. So some of you are not feeling like yourselves and don't have that, you know, you have this separation of who you are, you know, and what is your truth. You're the star card, right? So when I think of Aquarians, I think of, you know, you guys are so independently on point Yet, because of that independent perfectionism that you require of yourself, you don't give yourself any room to grow as you should, right? See other people's point of view. Compromise a little more. It's not for all. It's a general reading, okay? Some of you are finding, like, I just hear the fire truck. So it's an emergency. It's like everything's an emergency. Every time you turn this way or that way, it's like, I have to be here, or I have to go there, or what's the emergency now? You need to step away and pray. I just heard it. Step away and pray for those who need it. Okay. Some of you, if you are taking someone to the hospital in the ambulance or what have you, just pray. Everything's going to be fine. Okay, some of you are doing that, yes. Okay. Aquarius. If you're planning on, if you are planning on selling your home, if you are planning on relocating, there are little tweaking. I heard you have to tweak some things, and some of it's your foundation. So that also lends itself for the same perfection type of vibe that came through earlier about you do need to request something to be perfectly redone, a foundation. That could also mean that you're redoing your own foundation, your inner work, hermit, pulling back. Some of you, it's a physical foundation of your home. You know, something flooding. There's water, something with water, flooding. Maybe not so much like a real big time flood. I'm just talking an overabundance of water coming into the house through cracks in the foundation. That could be happening. So check that. Even if you're not selling or going anywhere, or if you're looking at new properties, something about make sure the foundation is solid and be a perfectionist about it. Take notes, take pictures, stuff like that. Okay, and Pisces. Pisces, it's all about taking time for yourself right now. Whether it's, you know, I need to stay home because I don't feel great. I need to get more rest. You're bouncing off projects. You're working your butt off. And it's time to either, for some of you, it's time to take a break. For others, it's time to lessen your plate at work. Like work's like pulling you in different directions. Like you're being called to become the boss of your own show when it comes to your work and how much time you expend. That's a huge thing for Pisces. How much time you're putting into your day-to-day and what you're getting out of that, so to speak. So you need to say something about that. Like, listen, you know, I've got back-to-back meetings and I can't make this luncheon, or, you know, I'm going to have to reschedule this meeting for another day. You have to start really reassessing how much energy you put out there, but also the energy of your health, meaning good health, just needing more sleep. You know, you're staying up, thinking, worrying about this one and that one, and you're not getting enough rest. Okay. Pisces, what else? Some of you are hoping to maybe buy a piece of property at another location. Or you just have bought property at another location. Like outside of your city, maybe even outside of your state, but I'm feeling more like a 3 to 5 hour span of time. If you're contemplating it, I would suggest and highly recommend waiting another perhaps 4 to 6 months to really purchase anything that will indeed give you your money's worth. And on that note, I'm hearing if you do purchase a property, it might be for a secondary property, for, you know, a renting out situation. So let that property make money for you. Okay. For others, sorry. Say, for others, speak up. Or I hear, speak up now or forever hold your peace. So it's time to speak up. Are others taking advantage of your, taking advantage of you and maybe your home? Like people that come and visit, they don't, you know, they don't fold the towel back when they're after washing their hands. They don't, if they're coming to visit you like family or something, they're not making the bed, you know, they're just leaving it unmade, and it's really aggravating. They're not earning their keep, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, you want people to earn their keep, but I think it's also like family members, right? Or children, earning your keep, you know? Yeah, something about that. And it's simple stuff, but yet it all, you know, respect, that's how it is, Pisces. It's respect my home, respect my property, respect how I feel about, you know, someone trashing your home. You know what I mean? Okay. And that could, like I said, it could be young kids also. All right, what else for Pisces? You're in a time of renewal, like some of you may be renewing your vows. Others of you, the renewal of your sense of self, which we do. We renew every day. The cells of our body renew in our sleep, hence that's why you need more sleep. But I feel this is more about the renewal of, you know, how you go about your day-to-day, and renewing, getting a sense of renewed belief and hope by the people that surround you. So maybe new peeps are coming into your life right now, and you're not sure if they're like really gonna be honest with you, or are they really good people? Do they have my back? This could be a job where you're asking yourself if your coworkers are, you know, are who they say they are, or are they backing you up? Projects, you know, things that you're doing on, do people back you up? You're asking yourself this. It's a good time to ask that. Something about getting lost in the shuffle. Did you lose something? Has anyone lost something in your home? Some of you, it's significant. It's of value. Others forgot and left valuables at your home. Okay, if that's the case, you know, you're going to find some valuables in your home that you didn't know you had. It could also be, oh, I also hear money that you've hidden, hiding money in like purses, finding money in purses, right? Not knowing that you hide stuff. It's kind of one of those things that maybe your parents taught you, right? Those envelopes from the bank, right? You might have stuck an envelope somewhere in one of your bags, and lo and behold, you open this bag to use it. You're going on vacation or what have you, and there's, you know, a few $100s or what have you. Yeah, thank you. So you may be receiving some money, Pisces, that you didn't expect, and maybe more than you didn't expect, but maybe even more than expected. Okay, I'm gonna draw one card for the general because now it's like almost an hour and a half. So the energy for today and for the week is about taking action, confronting yourself for all the signs. Confront yourself, take responsibility, take action for your life, take risks. Confront the things that will not deplete your energy, but will enhance. What gives you energy is what holds the highest version of your own truth within, not without. I send you so much love. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Please do like and subscribe. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And take care, and I'll see you soon.